How you doing? Hi, Nate. No? No? Okay. I'm sorry, that was less awkward in my head. And I apologize, because I realize I don't have the kind of face I can just like approach a girl. There's a lot of things I can and can't do with my face. Like one, I can't say, I love kids. I can't pick up kids either. Like I just can't touch kids, even like my cousins, because they're white. And especially my kids, because I'm going to marry a white girl, so me picking up kids looks like kidnapping every time. Like I just can't do it. And I used to work at the Restaurant Flying Squirrels. I was a beer vendor, and one night, it was superhero night, and I dressed up as the greatest superhero of all time, Spider-Man, that's right. And a little girl came up to me, and she was like, what's the hardest part about being Spider-Man? And I was like, well, it's fighting all the bad guys. And she was like, what's the best part? I'm like, well, saving little girls like you. And then I walked away quickly, because I realized this face can't say that. And the parents were like, oh, but I'm like, if you didn't see the mask, you'd be like, okay, I'm good. And also I was there, I was in the bathroom once, and I was peeing, of course, and I hear three little voices next to me, and they said something so interesting, I had to look. And what they said was, I'm standing there peeing, and I hear, Daddy says to shake it. I'm like, well, that's a weird thing for me to hear. Well, I don't want to shake it. But Daddy says you have to. Well, I don't want to. Daddy says every time. I'm like, all right, you sparked my curiosity. I'll take a look. And what I see is I'm hoping, I'm not like, yeah. What I see is like there are two little boys arguing. And like, well, Daddy says to shake it. I don't want to shake it. Then he reaches over. I'm hoping it's his brother. Grabs his dick, shakes it forward. And in fact, I'm looking at this the whole time. And I'm like, all right, if someone walked in, I have the face that says I told them to do that. There's a lot of things I can and can't do with my face, and the big problem I've had is relationships and girls and all that. And one of the big problems with small talk is I hate it, because it's just boring, like, what's your major, who are you? It's just shit I don't care about. My problem is like, I want to talk to somebody like I've known them for years, which you people think is weird, and I'll just like go up and be like, hey, and then they're like, okay, back away, please. And like, I thought of a great line, like I come up with lines, and I thought it was great, but then I'll tell like one of my girlfriends, and they'll be like, why would you ever say that? I didn't think that was a good idea at all. And I'm kind of stalling because what I've said recently, I'm very ashamed of. I'm at a party, and I'm talking to a girl, and I bring up a movie that she's never seen before. I'm like, well, you want to go back to my place and watch it? She said no, of course, because I don't have the kind of face that says, hey, let's be alone together. So it's very obvious why she said no, but I wanted to be persistent, so I was just like, well, no, it's no big deal. We'll just go get a movie, and then we'll get some cookie down and be like a girl's night out. Which apparently you don't say to somebody you just met within the first hour. I didn't know that. That ended the memo for that one. And like my big thing is I act on impulse. Like I'll see like a girl at a party, I'm like, oh, she's pretty. Well, hey, let's think about this. We don't really have good social skills, so let's think about what we should say. Now, while I'm trying to think of what to say, I'm already walking over there. So I kind of just like had to like, I'm like, hey! She's like, yeah. I'm like, Okay, one also I feel like, I know when I normally do my acts, I'm very asshole and very perverted, and apparently if you do a 15-minute act about your penis, you're perceived as a pervert. News to me again. But I'm not, like whenever I go to a party, I'm not the kind of guy who's just like, I'm gonna fuck something tonight. Like that. I'm always like, I'm gonna respect the shit out of girls tonight. It's weird if a girl gets like into me, like I feel like I have to like break her out of this trance. Like you're really fun. I'm like, really? Like, you don't want to talk to me. Like, no, you're really cute. I'm like, there's other guys here. Like, if I'm in your way, like, there's so much more potential. And so, you know, she seemed into me, so I brought her over. And my room is very geeky. Like, it's just covered with God of War posters, Pokemon posters. I have a very childlike personality, but if you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, it's very serious, it's very deep, and it gets depressing. Once again, my personality. But no girl has ever walked in and saw a Pokemon poster and goes, this guy's really deep. So I realized I kind of use my room as a way to like snap girls girls out of it. So I'm trying to tell the girl, I'm like, you're gonna hate my room. Like, it's gonna be awful. And she's like, no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna love it. And I'm like, okay. So I bring her over, dead silence. And I'm like, I'll go get my keys. And she's like, your room is so fun. I'm like, okay. And then like she asked me to do jokes because when I bring a girl over, they normally ask me to do jokes because when I meet a girl, I quickly tell them I do stand-up comedy because I feel like that negates the weird. Like I'm like, hey, this is because you do, and your cue's a button. What? I do stand-up. Oh, okay, that's less weird. So I'm doing jokes, and like when I bring a girl over, I do jokes. And last year was the first time I kissed. And so I've had to learn all like the kissing rules in a very quick amount of time, and the biggest one I've had problems with is kiss timing. You're supposed to do it with a girl that's closer, but I continue doing my jokes, so like I was like, and she actually like closed her eyes, and I was just oblivious to it. I'm like, wake up. I know now that you do it, but now my brain's fucked up, because like whenever a girl gets close now, I'm like, I should kiss her. Like, and I can't snap out of it, and actually met a girl recently, and like, it was loud, so she had to get in to whisper a lot, and the whole time I'm like, I had to fight that urge, but I couldn't fight it that long, and she rejected me the best way ever. Not for me, but if you're a girl and you want to reject a guy and have him never talk to you again, do what she did. I need a volunteer. Yes. Actually, it didn't happen. And don't, if I take you out, like, don't do that thinking it'll be funny. Like, oh, you're gonna love this. But like, so I've learned now, and with that, it just so happened that things happen, yay. And the next morning, I just hear fumbling, like she's just like getting her shit together. And I'm like, is she gonna say goodbye? And so I'm being very obvious that I'm awake, and I'm like, ah! And she stops at like deers at a headlight. She's like, I have to. And I'm like, well, that's weird. And I'm looking around. I'm like, I think she woke up and was like, oh my god, I fucked a 7-year-old. Alright, last joke, and then I'm going to get personal for a second. I have to tell you guys about my latest crush. Like, it's very serious. And like, I don't know, it started off, I just liked it, and then like, I got like goosebumps, and like, I had like butterflies for the first time. And he's fucking perfect. He's in my religion class. He's French, has glasses, a scarf, and his like hair's combed up, and then like gently, like the bangs gently brushes the eyebrows. And he's fucking gorgeous. Like, he like raises his hand like that. I know it's not French, but fuck you. Like, I like push him, and I just fucking stare at the guy. And he's done talking, and I'm still looking at him. And then like the teacher's like talking, I'm doodling pictures, but I'm bad at doodling, so I just draw a stick figure and I write fucking gorgeous right next to him. And I realized I have a crush on him because he told like a sarcastic remark in class and no one else laughed at, but like a girl with a crush, I giggled. And he goes, no, 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 no. I'm like, ah! Time to get serious. And I apologize, guys. Like, and this act was very weird for me because I'm really bringing light to all my insecurities. Like, I've always had a problem with how I look and how it doesn't affect who really I am. And I don't know, like, I've always thought that I should change because a lot of my friends say I should change because they know I'm act normal, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to really meet someone at a party and put up this shell that everyone else puts up, like this fake social norm. Okay, thank you. Like, it's just weird. Like, I'd rather be perceived as weird than fucking boring. Because who the hell remembers somebody because of how normal they acted? I feel weird because I didn't really come with my enthusiasm like I always do. This was a very different act than I normally do. Next time, it'll be me with dick jokes again, so don't worry. But I want to tell you guys because I feel a connection with No Shame because it feels like the same crowd every time. So it really feels like I know you guys, even though I don't really know you guys. And I just came to this revelation that if I change who I am, then I won't feel this great thing. If I continue being weird, if I continue doing what I want to do, whenever I get in a relationship, it doesn't matter one relationship, it would be every relationship I get into. There would be a feeling of full acceptance, which is something I'm willing to wait for. So, I don't know, that's just what I Take up a lot of time. 2 minutes? Okay, I'll do one more joke for you guys, so this is less weird for me. Alright, I'm not really athletic at all, and the only sport I'm good at is Frisbee. Like, I don't know, I guess I'm good with the wrist movement. My friend Nick, like, he's awful. Like, he throws it and it goes over here. I'm like, how the hell are you? And one day we decided to go to Roan Park and throw Frisbee, me, Nick, and Evan. And if you looked at all three of us, we're not the kind of guys who looks like we do stuff. There's nothing like tone about us, we're just fucking stomachs. And I'm the worst because all I do is work up my upper body. So this looks great, but down here is just fucking awful. And it's because, and it's not even that bad, it's just because like, it's like Mexico and America. Like Mexico would have looked bad if America wasn't right there. We're playing Frisbee in Roan Park, and girls came, and they're actually watching us play. And we kind of got like an ego boost, like, all right, this is what's happening. But then like 3 jocks come shirtless, playing football in the field right next to us. I'm like, all right, well, that's a manlier version of what we're doing. And the girls go from us to them, and we kind of get offended, so we want like the girls to like look at us again. So we take all our shirts off. So once again, stomach, America, Mexico. And also, I'm hairy, I'm not surprised. But like my chest hair doesn't even do like the sexy like V thing, like hair stops here and then here, so it's like a teacup. I'm like, hey. So we're like, it already looks awful. And we're trying to make Frisbee as sexy as possible. We're like, and then like Nick threw it, it's the one with the holes in it. I caught it like, ha! I didn't have the top joke. Thank you guys.